Anakin Skywalker vanished when the war ended. The Holonews called him a butcher, a traitor, a ghost that should have died beside the Empire. But somewhere beyond the trade routes, on a dead moon wrapped in storms, he built a life from silence and ash. He wore no armor now, no mask, no title, only scars. Each day began the same. He trained before sunrise, not to master others, but to master himself. He repaired broken machines for settlers. He turned away from anger when fear rose in him. And every night, the Force brought back the faces he could not forget. Younglings, Jedi, Padme. Their names followed him like shadows. Across the galaxy, the Empire cracked into warring fragments. Moffs seized fleets. Admirals crowned themselves kings. Whole sectors burned because Sidious was gone, but his sickness remained. The New Republic had no strength to stop every fire, and many refused help from the man who helped start the blaze. Then Ahsoka Tano found him. She came without soldiers, without threats, only truth. A hidden Imperial commander had rallied loyalist worlds in the Outer Rim. Worse, he was hunting Force relics left behind by Sidious. If he found them first, the war would begin again. Anakin said nothing for a long time. At last, he looked at Ahsoka and asked the question that had haunted every breath since Mustafar. "Can a man like me save anything now?" Ahsoka did not offer comfort. "I don't know," she said, "but children will die if you stay here." That was enough. For the first time in years, Anakin reached for his lightsaber, not as Vader, but as a promise. He boarded Ahsoka's ship and set course for the Outer Rim, and in the darkness between stars, something waited. Anakin had left exile behind, but the shadow waiting in the Outer Rim was not just another warlord. It was the first sign that Sidious had prepared one final legacy. Vader had won nothing on Mustafar. The Empire gave him power, but every breath inside the mask felt like punishment. Years later, after countless wars and endless bloodshed, one memory still ruled him. Padme reaching for him with tears in her eyes, begging him to stop. That memory followed him to an ancient Jedi ruin, hidden beneath the ashes of a dead world. There, beyond broken statues and cold stone, he felt something impossible. It was older than the Jedi and deeper than the Force he thought he understood. It called to his grief. It called to his regret. When Vader opened the final chamber, the walls vanished into starlight. Pathways of light stretched through endless dark, each one humming with moments that had been, and moments that could still be broken. The world between worlds stood before him. For the first time since becoming Darth Vader, he fell to one knee. He heard voices across time. Obi-Wan on Mustafar, Ahsoka in the temple, Luke calling to the good still buried inside him. Then he heard the one voice that cut deeper than all the others. "Anakin, Padme." He followed her voice to a doorway shaped by fire. On the other side waited the moment that destroyed his life. Mustafar burned again. Obi-Wan stood on the black shore. Padme collapsed beside the ship. And Anakin Skywalker, wild with rage and fear, still believed power could save the woman he loved. Vader understood the truth now. He had not gone there to conquer time. He had come to beg it for one last chance. As he stepped toward the flame-lined gate, the shadows moved. A presence entered the pathway behind him, familiar and smiling. Darth Sidious had followed him into eternity. And this time, the Emperor refused to lose his apprentice. Vader was one step away from changing everything. But if Sidious reached Mustafar first, Padme would die again. And this time, the future itself could burn. Vader stepped through the gate as Sidious struck behind him. Lightning ripped across the pathway, but Vader did not turn. He had obeyed that voice for too long. Not now. He crossed the fire and landed on Mustafar in the last seconds of his old life. The heat came first, then the screaming world. Padme lay near her ship, weak and gasping. Obi-Wan stood beyond her, facing the younger Anakin on the black sand. Rage burned in that man's eyes. He had not fallen all the way yet, but he stood on the edge. For one moment, two Anakins shared the same sky. The armored Vader drew his blade. Obi-Wan recoiled. Padme tried to rise. The younger Anakin froze, staring at the machine he would become. Fear broke through his anger. "What is this?" he shouted. "You," Vader said. "If you choose power over her." Sidious appeared at the landing pad, smiling. He whispered into the younger Anakin's mind, feeding every wound and every doubt. Padme reached out with trembling hands. "Listen to me," she said. "This is what he turned you into." The words cut deeper than any blade. The younger Anakin looked at Padme, then at Vader's ruined body, then at Sidious. At last, he understood. The promise was a lie. The dark side would not save her. It would take everything. Sidious attacked at once. Red and blue blades met his lightning. Obi-Wan joined the fight. Vader drove through pain and memory, forcing the Emperor back. Then Padme cried Anakin's name. The younger Anakin turned and struck Sidious across the face. The future shifted. The Emperor staggered toward the lava, laughing as he fell. "You saved her," he hissed. "But now, the galaxy pays." Then Padme opened her eyes, and the Force began to scream. Padme lived. Sidious fell. But the moment Mustafar changed, the timeline itself began to break. The air above Mustafar twisted like torn fabric. Sidious was gone, yet his death did not bring peace. The lava field shook. The sky flashed with strange light. Time had been cut open, and the wound was spreading. Padme struggled to her feet, between the two Anakins. One was the husband she loved, shaken and ashamed. The other was the future he had created, burned, armored, and carrying years of pain inside a black shell. She looked from one to the other, and the truth became impossible to deny. "This is not your destiny," she said to the younger Anakin. "It is your choice." Her words hit harder than Obi-Wan's blade ever could. The younger Anakin dropped to one knee. For the first time, his anger lost its voice. He saw the fear he had forced onto Padme. He saw the monster waiting at the end of his rage. But Vader did not look away. He had crossed time to save her, yet standing before her brought no comfort. Padme stepped toward him slowly. She touched the edge of his mask, then the scars beneath it. Tears filled her eyes, but her voice stayed firm. "You are still Anakin," she whispered. "But I will not let this be all that remains." Those words broke something inside him. Not with pain, with mercy. Vader lowered his saber. Obi-Wan watched in silence as Padme took Anakin's hand and placed it against Vader's chest. "Feel what hatred builds," she said. Across Mustafar, the Force roared. Blue cracks split the air. In them, Vader saw futures collapsing the Empire. Luke, Leia. Saving Padme had changed the past, but it was erasing the path that created him. Then a final vision rose in the fire. A hidden fleet, waiting in Sidious's name, engines waking. Padme had stopped Vader from being born, but in saving one future, she may have unleashed another. And somewhere beyond Mustafar, Sidious's last weapon was already moving. Sidious did not die quietly. As his body vanished into Mustafar's fire, his will raced through the dark side like poison through blood. He felt the timeline tearing around him. Padme lived. Vader was fading. The future he built was collapsing, and the Emperor refused to let love defeat him. Across hidden worlds, his final commands awakened. On Exegol, cultists lit ancient machines. In the world between worlds, black cracks spread across the pathways. On Mustafar, the air grew colder, impossible on a planet of fire. Obi-Wan sensed it first. The danger before them was no longer the fallen Chancellor. It was the shadow he had planted in time itself. Anakin moved to Padme's side, but the older Vader gripped his shoulder. "He is not finished," he warned. Then the sky opened. A storm of red lightning tore through the clouds and struck the lava plain. From that wound stepped figures in crimson armor, dark side guardians pulled from futures that should no longer exist. They came without fear. They came to erase the choice Padme had made. Obi-Wan ignited his saber at once. Future Vader met the first wave head-on, fighting like a man cutting through his own nightmare. The younger Anakin defended Padme, but every strike forced him closer to the truth. Saving her meant more than rejecting Sidious. It meant standing against everything he had already become. Then Sidious spoke from the storm. "If I cannot claim Skywalker," his voice thundered, "then I will burn the woman who broke him." The Guardians surged toward Padme. Anakin and Vader moved together, one in Jedi robes, one in black armor, their blades crossing in perfect unity. For one brief moment, Master and Monster fought as one soul. Then the storm seized Vader, and Obi-Wan stepped forward to save him. Once, Obi-Wan came to Mustafar to stop Anakin Skywalker. Now, he stepped into the fire to save what was left of him. And as Sidious tore at the future, Master and student stood on the edge of one final choice. On Mustafar, the storm wrapped itself around Vader like chains. Red lightning crawled across his armor, dragging him toward the wound in the sky. Sidious was trying to pull his broken apprentice out of time, to turn him into a weapon one last time. Obi-Wan moved first. He leapt through ash and fire, his blue blade cutting into the storm. "Anakin," he shouted, not to the man in black, but to both of them. "This ends with you. Choose." The younger Anakin froze. Ahead of him stood everything he wanted and everything he feared. Padme was alive. Obi-Wan was still here. But the dark side still whispered the same promise: take more power, and no one will ever threaten them again. Future Vader looked at him through cracked lenses. There was no anger left now, only warning. "Do not believe him," he said, as Sidious laughed through the clouds. "I did, and I lost her anyway." The words struck harder than lightning. Around them, the Crimson Guardians closed in. Obi-Wan fought like the war had never ended, driving back each strike, buying Anakin seconds he did not deserve. Padme stepped closer, tears mixing with ash. "I don't need a ruler," she said. "I need my husband." That was the choice, not empire or defeat, not Jedi or Sith, love or control. Anakin ignited his saber and turned away from the storm. He fought beside Obi-Wan, beside Padme, beside the ruined future that begged him not to repeat it. Together they drove the Guardians back and split the storm apart. Then Sidious revealed his final trap. If Anakin chose Padme, the children she carried would be erased from time. Mustafar went silent. Anakin looked at her, then at the future calling through the Force. He had one heartbeat left to choose now. Obi-Wan had returned to save Anakin Skywalker. But Sidious had changed the battle. Mustafar fell silent after Sidious spoke. Anakin felt the trap close around his heart. Padme lived because he had reached back through time. But Luke and Leia belonged to a future born from her death, Vader's fall, and years of suffering. If he chose one path, the other would vanish. The storm above the lava split open. Through it, Anakin saw flashes of children he had never held. A boy staring at twin suns. A girl standing before a Senate chamber, unafraid. Luke, Leia, their lives flickered like candles in hard wind. Sidious used the vision like a blade. Red lightning lashed across the sky and turned the world between worlds into a battlefield. Bridges of light opened over Mustafar. From them came broken pieces of history, clone troopers, burning Jedi halls, X-Wings, and the shadow of the Death Star. Past and future crashed together. "Choose," Sidious roared. Anakin finally understood. This was never about power. It was about sacrifice. He could not save the people he loved by controlling fate. He could only trust them, trust the Force, trust that love was stronger than fear. He handed his lightsaber to Padme. Then he stepped beside Obi-Wan and Vader, facing the storm with empty hands. Together, Master, fallen son, and redeemed future reached into the Force. Obi-Wan anchored the light. Vader gave up the hatred keeping him alive. Anakin let go of the need to possess what he loved. The storm broke. Sidious screamed as the timelines closed around him. His shadow was pulled apart across 1,000 failed futures. Luke and Leia's lights burned steady again. Padme fell into Anakin's arms. But as the fire dimmed, Vader began to fade. He looked at them once, then at the children only he could sense, and he smiled before vanishing forever. Luke and Leia had been saved. Sidious had finally fallen. But when Vader disappeared, the galaxy lost the future it once feared and entered one no one had seen before. The battle on Mustafar ended, but peace did not arrive with it. When the storm closed and Vader vanished, the galaxy changed in ways no one could fully understand. Sidious was gone before he could build the empire that once ruled the stars. The Jedi Purge never spread across the galaxy. Alderaan still shone. The Death Star was never born. Entire worlds were spared because Padme Amidala had lived. But history did not heal in a straight line. The Republic was still wounded from war. Fear still lived in the Senate. Many systems no longer trusted Coruscant, and many Jedi no longer trusted Anakin Skywalker. He had turned back before becoming Vader, but the truth of Mustafar could not be erased. Too many had seen how close he came to becoming something terrible. So Anakin made a choice. He did not ask for rank. He did not ask for mercy. He stood before the council, before Padme, and before Obi-Wan, and offered only this: let me spend the rest of my life repairing what I almost destroyed. Padme gave birth weeks later. Luke and Leia entered a galaxy their father had almost broken, and then saved. Obi-Wan watched them with quiet hope. Ahsoka returned from the edge of war. Even the Force felt different now, calmer but stranger, because the future Vader remembered was gone. Completely gone. New paths opened where old ones had died. Mandalore stood on uncertain ground. The outer systems drifted toward chaos. And in the unknown regions, forces that once feared the Empire now began to move. One night, Anakin stood beside Padme and looked at the twin suns rising over a distant world. For the first time in years, he felt peace. Then Luke opened his eyes and blue light flickered in his small hand. Padme saw it first. Leia felt it next. The children were not just the future of the galaxy now, they were the beginning of something the Force had never created before.